right? So as I'm giving you the, like when I moved over to, Stillwater, Minnesota, in that little community, where I was living, my guardians at that time were renting, right? So, as a kid in society, I'm from a renting, situation until, probably like 16 or 17 years old. And that's when one of my guardians for the first time ever purchased a piece of real estate at that time. So, from that, just, where I come from, owning real estate from where I come from happened like 2 decades ago. You know what I mean? So, it's really young, really super young. It's not like I'm, like fourth generational, inheriting all of this stuff, or, all of these great relationships, or like my great grandpa graduated from Harvard and they graduated from Harvard and they graduated from, so it's really low level. And so, from that rental situation, knowing the mayor and learning all that individually, now, 2 decades later, in this community, I own 2.5 acres. And so when I researched the 2.5 acres and I researched, how it was a separate municipal corporation, with another one, and then, within my price range, I was super pumped up. I was super blessed. And, the fact that I'm in 2.5 acres, now I can start building from that owned asset, right? So especially being a politician, especially being a community advocate, especially being, in all of these different things, it really positions me very, just on a really strong level, of owning 2.5 acres, but also being 50 minutes north from downtown St. Paul, Minneapolis area. So I'm in a really powerful and great position. And in the community, being first generational, there is a lot of low level weird crap going on. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, if you're fourth generational from Harvard, you'll never have to break, weird affiliations with all of this crap going on and all of these people that just have no understanding about what you do. They don't care. Normally you go to places that share an affinity of something that you share, kind of like a university or, something of that nature, so, living in the Northwoods, I'm assuming people have somewhat of a affinity with hunting, fishing, snowmobiling, four-wheeling, and things of that nature, so it's pretty basic, and just continuing to set my boundaries, set my ethics, and then selling from them every single day.